The third thing that Buzzsprout does exceptionally well is building community and brand affinity. So it used to be that you could just leverage performance marketing, drive people to a sign-up page or a landing page, and if you persuade them with enough words and enough copy, you can get them to buy from you. But now, people are much more sensitive to the kinds of businesses and companies that they're doing business with and who they're giving their dollars to. It's just kind of the natural state of things, especially as Gen Z is becoming more and more prominent within the demographics that everyone is targeting, right? That 18 to 35 or 25 to 44 demo, whatever your key target demographic is. And so having a community, or a sense that you're joining something that's bigger than yourself, however, spiritually you want to get with that, and then brand affinity, meaning I have a positive impression of a company simply because of the reputation of how they present themselves. Buzzsprout does both of those things exceptionally well. So one of the first projects that we launched when I started at Buzzsprout over 4 years ago was a public Facebook group. So this used to be all the rage in the course creation niche and industry, and support groups were showing up, but there were not a lot of companies at the time in the podcast hosting industry that had Facebook groups specifically dedicated to interacting with their customers and providing tips and feedback, and really just like a sense of like, how can we all help each other? And so that Buzzsprout Facebook group has become a huge part of the marketing of the company, where people will discover the Facebook group, interact there, and then we'll ask questions like, hey, I'm trying to figure out who should I sign up for, what kind of podcast hosting service, and guess what everybody says? They all say Buzzsprout, like you should totally use Buzzsprout. And it's actually kind of funny, like when someone will go in and say, hey, I'm hosting at this other place, and I have this question about podcasting, and all the responses are like, well, here's the answer to your question, but then follow up like, why are you hosting over there and not on Buzzsprout? And so that Facebook group has built a culture of the people that use that product and service, to the point now where people are fans of a software company in a way that I've rarely seen replicated. Maybe ClickFunnels comes to mind as like another software that is semi-consumer facing, that has a very strong tribe and group identity. Buzzsprout podcasters are just a whole nother breed of podcaster. And I think a big piece of that is that sense of community, is that Facebook group and that connective tissue where they're all helping and serving and encouraging one another. But then going beyond that, it's not just about connecting your customers with each other. Buzzsprout also produces multiple podcasts. One of them is Buzzcast, which is a twice a month show that is just for Buzzsprout podcasters. Now, anyone can listen to it. It's publicly available. But when you listen to Buzzcast, you are hearing people from within the company talk about what's going on in the podcasting industry, what's going on with the Buzzsprout product, and things that they're learning, the company is learning, that can help their customers be successful. It's totally free. There's no strings attached. It's just something that Buzzsprout does in order to serve their customers better. Not only do they have that show, Buzzcast, which is at this point probably one of the industry leaders when it comes to like podcasting news, just because they've been doing it for quite a while. But then Podcasting Q&A, a show that really leverages the community to source questions and topics. And so you're able to hear Buzzsprout talk about things that you have asked them to talk about. And so as a customer, imagine that you are using a service or a product, and there's a venue for you to be able to get answers and feedback, not just in a customer support query or in a FAQ, but a whole piece of content dedicated to answering the question that you have from the experts at the company of the product that you're using. Like, that's really special. And as a company, as a brand, as a business, that's advantageous for you, because if that one person has that question, chances are there's 100 or 1,000 people that have that same question. So now you can answer it for all of them at the same time, and leverage the community that you're building and the positive affinity that people are building with your brand to then create the content that you're going to use to market your business and to grow it. So all of these things are interconnected. They may feel like different pieces, but if you start to put them all together, you start to see that there's a holistic approach to really building a tribe of people that are passionate about what they do, and see your company as a partner in helping them be successful in what that venture is. So with Buzzsprout, it's how do we help independent podcasters podcast longer, keep podcasting, remove obstacles, help them grow their show, help them cover the costs, How do we do that? That's how I say we. I've worked there for 4 years, so I still feel a sense of we. How can your company do that? Because if you take it upon yourself to help the people that you are serving beyond just what they're paying you for, but really building that sense of community and serving them with the content you're creating, then not only are they going to be successful, but they're going to attribute that success to the relationship they have with you and your brand. And so now when a competitor pops up that's cheaper, that has different features, they're less likely to shift and to see you as a commodity because they have a personal, emotional relationship with you and your company that goes beyond simply the service that you provide. And then in addition to having the Facebook group, creating these shows, and this content that's really driven at serving their customers, Buzzsprout also has outstanding customer support, like absolutely outstanding, to the point where you don't even have to use them. They probably don't want me sharing this, but you don't even have to use Buzzsprout to have them help you with your podcast. So they now have the reputation of just being a really helpful resource and really good at what they do. So you'll have podcasters that use competitors' platforms, and they will ask Buzzsprout the answers to questions because they can't get the answer from their own customer support. That's how incredible Buzzsprout's support team is and the reputation that they have within the industry. And so if you can find ways to go above and beyond and surpass expectations for what people think and what they expect for customer service, that goes a long way at winning people over, not just to you as a business on a one-to-one level, but also in who do they recommend, if they have friends that are in similar industries, if you're in the B2B space, and networking is and word of mouth is such a big part of growth and connecting. What is their impression of you? Are they going to not only tell people about you when solicited for that advice, but are they going to go out of their way to tell people, hey, you may need this. You haven't even talked to me about this, but you may need this product or service, and this is why I think they're outstanding. Well, hey there. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Honest Marketing Podcast. If you want to watch the entire episode, you can click right here and watch it right now. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get new videos every single week.